So this is the new Head Speed Legend Mid Plus 2025. Is this what the future looks like? Only one way to find out. Here we go. What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video. I know we're at the end of the year, but I still wanted to give you this one so you get like maybe a better understanding of what might come in 2026. So for this Head Speed Legend 2025 head, they kept the same, basically the same mold as the original MP, the Legend 2024. But there's a new kid on the block, and it's a new material, which is called Highboard, which basically, guys, are boron fibers located in the shaft to create like more of a stable and a better connection through impact. And I do have to say that it does its job. Ed also kept the material that I personally like, the Oxetic 2.0, which is again located in the yoke and in the handle to basically get like a better feel and response. And Head also kept the graphene inside, which they had in previous generation, to give you more power and stability. So for me, guys, right from the start, I do have to say that it does not play like the previous version, the Speed Legend 2024. So if you were a fan of the previous version, you might feel like this one plays a little bit different. So the new MP Legend, it is different from the 2024 model. I don't know if it's the new material, which is called the Highboard. It's more stable, definitely, I would say softer, and even though the speeds, usually the RA stiffness is not that high, it's about 60, that one, you don't feel it. Well, at least for now, I don't feel it at all. I know it's a good thing, a bad thing, but it's a great feeling. It's very stable for some reason. It doesn't launch as much. The launch angle is not as high as I can remember as the previous one. So far, not bad. So yeah, on ground strokes, this racket felt more stable than the last one. And I did not feel the typical flex that the speeds usually have, at least in my opinion. I remember that the 2024, it was a flexier frame. Well, typically the speeds are known for that, but for this one, I don't know if that's due to the new material, the Highboard. I'm gonna take a guess and say yes. I did not feel the flex, like I said, at all. And I did not dislike the feeling. One shot that I do have to say was very surprising to me, at least for my game, was the running forehand. I felt like the ball was always in the sweet spot, which it was not, but it's just something that I noticed and I truly enjoy. I think it's fair to say, at least for me, that the sweet spot is very generous. One other thing, guys, if you are a player who likes to have a higher arc on your ball, this one might be challenging for you. So for the MP, hitting cross-court forehand with it, I like it a lot. Direction-wise, very nice. And like I said, guys, the launch angle, I mean, it's just the beginning, but it's not that high. I mean, I personally like it. I can still generate some spin, but it's not that high for me. And like I said, even though I tend to prefer more of a stiffer racket, this one I don't feel the flex for some reason. Maybe it's the new, like I said, the Highboard, and the control, impressive, not bad. So like I said, guys, yeah, the launch angle is not that high. So if you are a flat hitter who likes to go through the ball, this one will suit you. So if we take a look at the specs, guys, there are three differences. Two small ones, one big one. So we have the strong weight, which is a little bit higher, 3 grams higher, and the swing weight, which is a little bit lower. And the most, I would just say maybe important one, the addition of the high board material. And for that playtest, I strung it with one of my favorite strings from Head, which is the Ed Hawk Power at 51 pounds. Because to me, this string is a great balance between power, control, and comfort. But there's a but here. I do have to say that even though I strung it at 51 pounds, which is basically the same tension that I strung the previous speed, this one felt like I strung it at like 58 pounds. I remember that the previous speed played at 51 pounds, but this one, completely different. I don't know why, but it's just something that I noticed. I always advise people to actually test a new racket with a string that they already know, so you know how it behaves, so you can only focus on the actual racket. But for this one, I would suggest to string it 2 or 3 pounds lower than your typical tension. So, DMP, legend on the backhand. I like it. Again, I'm going to say it again, the launch angle is not high. Now, I think I can confirm it. So if you like to go through the ball, it works. If you want to spin, I still get a lot of access to spin. Well, a lot. I do have some. If it's in the sweet spot, butter. Feels like butter. Outside, I still feel like the sweet spot is big enough. So it's like I don't shank too much ball, even though I'm not obviously always in the sweet spot, but outside of it, it's quite stable. It's not bad. Going through the ball, very nice. Going over the ball, very nice too. If you're a little bit late, like sometimes, a lot of times I can be, it does, I don't think it forgives that much, but it's not like over, how should I say that? It's not, it doesn't forgive too much, but it's not that bad. Let's put it that way. It's okay. I've seen worse, I've seen better, but it's okay. At the net, this racket was just okay for me. Not the best one I tried, but not the worst. I think I prefer the previous model at the net. So the previous model was a bit more flexier, if I should say. This one is a bit more stiffer, even though they both have the same RA stiffness. So as you can see, guys, it's not confusing at all. But let's just say that I was struggling with this one to find the sweet spot, especially on my backhand volley. Not so much on my forehand, but like I said, on my backhand, the ball did have a tendency to fly off my string bed if it was not like a clean hit per se. But if the racket is in front of you, it actually redirects the ball very nicely. If you are a little bit late, at least in my case, I don't think it forgives as much. Obviously, if I would have spent more time with it at the net, I could have changed my mind, but it's just something that for that playtest, that was very obvious for me. But on the other hand, the touch volley was the best shot for me with this racket at the net. I had tremendous feel on drop volleys for some reason. So at the volley, stable. If you're late, I don't think it forgives. I had a hard time closing in with my forehand if it was going like too fast. I had a hard time like finishing it, if that makes sense. And it shakes a bit for me on the backhand. But incoming like fast ball and you just guide it, if it's in the sweet spot, beautiful. It's still maneuverable, but I've seen better. But I'll try some more. On serve, again, this racket was just okay for me. For some reason, I know this might seem strange, but this racket felt super stiff when it came to serving. I previously said that I strung it at 51 pounds and it felt like I strung it at 58 when it actually showed on serve. I mean, I had to adjust at first because I felt like the ball was not coming out of the string bed, like I had no pop. Then, after a few serve, it got better. The slice serve was very effective with this one, and I should say the highlight of the serving practice was the precision. I think the accuracy was amazing. Like I could literally hit pinpoint targets with it, which was very fun. So I would say this. If you are considering testing this racket, I would say try to string it at least 2 or 3 pounds lower than your usual tension and see how it is. So there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope everything is there was fun and entertaining for you. If it did, feel free to give me a like. Also guys, if you got any questions or comment, feel free to let me know down below. It would be my pleasure answering them. Just like always guys. Till next time, and remember, you got this.